For people in their 30s, 40s, how do you handle the sadness and worry about your parents getting old?
It's usually closer to 40, but they say what triggers a midlife crisis is seeing the point of view transferring into being caretakers for your parents as they grow less capable and lose the role of protector and provider, while at the same time watching your children grow more capable and less reliant causes a weird shift of forced introspection of growing older and what it's like while reflecting on the nostalgia of being young.
37 here, and this is certainly true. Watching my parents struggle more and more with the basics of life when they used to be able to do everything, while watching my son be able to handle more and more himself. It's a very weird feeling, honestly. My kids are still under 10, and I don't speak to my parents. I'm older than you, but my midlife crisis has yet to come. I guess that means I'm going to live past 80. I'm 43 and in the full swing of this. Cannabis and Wellbutrin keep me going. I'm terrified of it, but just know that this is the golden years of your life. People refer to the golden years as when you're retired, but you can go into any retirement home and ask them. The golden years to them were the moments where kids were running around and people were filling the air with laughter and activity while facing the ups and downs and the struggles of the future. I feel like I hit this in my early mid-20s. For several years, I worked as a caregiver for seniors with an agency, so I worked with a ton of people and watched many of them go through rapid decline. It forced me to think a lot about aging and mortality as an early age. On top of that, my parents had me in their early 40s, so at 30, I'm seeing my parents go through their 70s and facing what their decline will likely look like. Granted, they're still fairly healthy, but they did not plan for retirement or long-term care and will be screwed if either of them needs surgery or assisted living. As a result, my spouse and I already have a will and are saving up, making long-term plans for aging and doubling down on our health maintenance. I don't want our kid burdened when he's an adult, and I sure as shit don't want to end up like some of the folks I used to care for. Just remember, getting older is a privilege. Enjoy the time. I lost my mother when I was 21. I know a few people who lost their parents way too soon, and every time I get sad about my parents aging, I remind myself that I'm lucky to still get to spend time with them. Thank you. This is a great angle of thinking. You are. I lost my dad when I was 9. Spending meaningful, quality time together, making memories, saying the things that need to be said, expressing gratitude for the past, taking care and helping them the way they helped you when you were young. If you had parents that were worth a damn, of course.
Hi guys, if you like my video, please just subscribe, drop a like and tap the bell so you won't miss the next video. I'm already working on a new one for you, so see you.
I've come to see death as an inevitable and natural part of life, and when the time comes, I will be sad, but it won't ruin me. I will mourn them with gratitude for the time that we were able to have because none of it is guaranteed. I love my parents. I'm incredibly close with my mom and my dad. I hope that they're around for many more years and that when death finally comes, it's not in the form of some horrible, drawn-out illness. In my younger years, I went through a phase where I was crippled by fear of mortality for myself and everyone I love. Part of getting myself out of that mess was accepting things as they are. And therapy. Lots of therapy. Beautifully said. Commenting so I come back to reread. Rather than feeling sad they're getting old, try to look at it from their perspective. What makes them happy is knowing you are happy and fulfilled with your life, have a family, live your life to the fullest. That's what your parents will think about when they are passing away, knowing you'll manage well without them and that they have raised you to become a complete adult. That's good. What scares me is letting them find out that this isn't true, and keeping that secret can be exhausting. There's definitely a role reversal where I worry about their well-being just like they used to worry about mine. I just try to make time to see them and make sure they're not getting into anything crazy. They never take my advice on anything, but I give it anyway. It's kind of like having young adult children, I guess. I can't control them, I can only encourage them. I guess I'm a little thankful I'm not close with my parents and don't have to worry about it. Same. I have already bereaved the parents I should have had. The ones I do have will go to the grave without a care from me. That's how I felt, but when they actually do die, you grieve because now there is zero chance of having the parents other people talk about. I moved my dad into my house to care for him as he ages. We haven't lived together in almost 30 years because my parents divorced when I was young. I always wanted to live with my dad. Now that I do, I see why the divorce happened. He's still a miserable person who can only communicate about the things he doesn't like, and he's one of the great lords of the gaslighter kingdom. But he doesn't remember things well anymore, so I'm the only one suffering for it. I'm in a similar situation. I take care of my mom due to her memory problems, and while she doesn't mean to be, she's very stubborn and difficult, and I'm constantly stressed out and tired, and I just want her to turn off Fox News for like 2 hours a day. It's really put a big strain on our relationship. It's super depressing. We were very close and great friends most of my life. By bearing those feelings and pretending I'm never going to have to deal with that. So not in the healthiest way. Sometimes I worry, especially that I don't know any of my dad's friends' info or even their names. He's a fantastic person, and the idea of throwing him a funeral where pretty much no one attends because we don't have much family alive and I don't know how to contact his friends is horrible. Should probably ask about this stuff from him, but that would require discussing about a topic I very much don't want to acknowledge. So back to unhealthy denialism it is. I'm deep in this at the moment, and I've been blind calling all the contacts in her phone. People who she wasn't terribly close with give me a thanks for letting me know, and those who really knew her cry and tell me stories and insist on knowing when the service is. It's not easy, and I'm still getting people stopping by from around the neighborhood. Turns out she talked to everyone when she went on walks, stopping by to give their condolences. Going through the letters that she saved gave me some more folks to contact on Facebook. An obit is also useful for the older crowd that still likes physical newspaper. I became a nurse, so I would know how to care for them and navigate the healthcare system. When I was 28, I experienced a very shocking, sudden, and traumatic loss. It completely turned my world upside down and made me realize that something could happen to the people I love at any moment. It forced me to get real about my parents growing older. I sat my mom down and asked her, what would I do if she died? Do they have plans for a nursing facility for themselves as they grow older? Should I make plans to move home? I've told my fiance that when I notice that my parents' cognition is starting to fail to the point where they need me to help care for them, then I want to move closer to home. My parents have given me all the tools and resources I could ever need to be a well-adjusted and successful adult, and they deserve all the help I can give them when that time comes.
Thank you for watching this rather sad but necessary thread. Share your thoughts on this topic in the comments, and feel free to check out these videos which are more cheerful. Talk to you soon.